Man, I was like, son, that's not my school, right? And so I was like, oh, and it started from there, really. When I watched him, because, I saw the coach, he was out there just, with a cigarette, just like, oh, get over there, and just, yelling out. And I was like, man, and my whole thing is, because I've never really coached in that level of First Dean, I just really thought, man, and I think it came from the background of youth justice, like, man, I used to play, and I love sports. I mean, Lily knows I played volleyball, was mainly my sport, and I just thought to myself, man, I could use sports as a way to really transform lives, and how could I input that into the college? So that's what I did, really. That's how I got into it. I approached the sports director, Argentinian guy, Martin, give me the team. Because I was working in the clinic, he goes, what team? And this Argentinian accent, what team, William? Like,
Did he say video? What team are you talking about? Video.
And I was like, give me the First 15. And so he goes, oh, come to this rugby board meeting at the school. And I was like, oh, okay. So I told the wife. I went to the rugby board meeting. And when I went there, not knowing that very night I walked in and he had the rugby board guys, coaches for the First 15, coach for the under 15, second 15. And then after I was standing there, just sitting because I was the new guy. They're like, oh, Martin, introduce William Hola from, he's in the school. He wants to coach. And all the guys, the Balangi guys, they're looking at me like, who the hell is this brown guy coming to the college to try to coach? And then they asked, he wants to coach the First 15. And then the First 15 coach goes, oh, yeah. The typical, he goes, okay, what has he done? And I'm sitting right there and I'm like, oh, geez, okay, this is going to be all. And so they asked, and he goes, so what are you going to do, William? Yeah. That's what they asked there. Honestly, legit, my answer was like, I don't know.
Right, you're hired.
I said, I don't know. That's all I said to them, mate. And they were like, okay, so you want the First 15, but you don't know. And I was like, I don't know. But then they were talking and saying, oh, okay, let us just think about this. Why don't you take the under 15s? And I was like, nah, give me the First 15. And they were like, but you don't know what to do. And then so I was like, and then Martin goes, William, you start with under 15s and make changes there. And I said and then that's when it clicked in my head when they asked, you can't start at First 15. I said to no, give me the First 15. I said, what are you going to do? And I said, I will change lives. That's all I said. Yeah. Let me transform lives. And then that's when I used that platform, when it just started coming up there, and it was like, oh, okay. And then one of the things I said on that night too was, you can't change anything when you're at the bottom. You have to be at the top. And it's not about winning championships. You have to make changes from the top. Then, then that's when the inspiration of remember the Titans came in. Yeah. But then I just, shared to them that you want changes. We can't change it under 15s. Especially looking at what this college was. You want under 15s looking at the First 15 players as role models. And then they aspire to be playing in the under 15. And they're like, oh, okay then. So that night I was appointed as the head coach for Aotea College. It's so funny, but they still asked, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know, but I will change it. And so that's how it all happened, really. Got into the coaching. And saying that, I started getting into different things of trying to educate myself on how to play. Because, I played, but I wasn't probably as flash as Fleddy. And, they knew all the structures and, but it was just understanding the game in itself. All I knew was it's basic. It's simple. Keep it simple.
A lot of coaching is about motivation too.
It is.
So is that your side of the big motivator? Yeah. Especially like you said, your experience with the youth justice kids, seeing what they go through and probably knowing at the end how to get into them, to their minds there to try and make that change.
Massive, because especially out in Porirua, Aotea College is in Porirua, And a lot of those kids, they get picked up by Rongotai, Scots, St. Pat's Silverstream, St. Pat's Town. So those families, they just, nah, you won't go Porirua College, you won't go Aotea College, we'll send you there because there's no rugby program or nothing. And so when I started, I thought, man, I'm going to really change this up. Because the talent was there, man. Like, no lies, I mean, it was, man, pure talent. It was just they needed something to just bring everyone together, really. And that was part of my job, was even with my lack of understanding of how to coach rugby first. But that was probably, I'd say that was probably the easiest thing to pick up. Is picking up different shapes, 1-3-3-1, 2-4-2, like those. I remember having a conversation with the guy. He was a coach, out in Poniki. He goes, "Oh, hey, Will, That's good, man. I don't know if I can live with this Will." That's good, man. If only you guys knew Bila. But he goes, "Hey, Will, so what shape are you running?" Now in my head, it was the first time I ever heard shape. And he goes, "Yeah, what pattern are you running with the team, with the Aotea boys?" Man, in my head, I was like, side to side. Like, I was just, because the boys weren't even playing a shape. I was like, all I know is just play smart, like, hit. And then after that, I kind of tried to fake it, where I tried to change up the conversation. Because, oh, yeah, there are a lot of shapes out there. Like, just try to. And then he turns around and he goes, "Yeah, so you're playing a 1-3-3-1 shape?" That's why he said it. And I was like, "Yeah, no, we're playing a 1-3-3-1." So I just write on the 1-3-3-1 there.
Is it the pizza shape?
Honestly, yeah. So I went back home. 1-3-3-1. What does 1-3-3-1? Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Got a bit of an understanding on that. Eh? So that was the first time. My poor Aotea boys are probably in the first couple of months. They're like, "Sully, what shape are we playing, Mr. Hola?" So, yeah. But then they picked up quick. And like I said, I think that was the hardest part is establishing the culture and the environment. Changed up everything.
So how did you go through that process, like changing the culture?
It was hard, man. The vision there. I'd say probably vision. Vision is probably the biggest thing that changes it all. Really.
So you developed your vision in your mind first. You put it down on paper.
Conversation with my wife.
Yeah.
And I said to Amanda, "Man, all right, I'm doing this coaching. What are you?" Because my experience of church and programs is that there's a bigger goal to something that you want to do. And I just thought, okay, I'm going to take that approach the same as coaching, is establish my vision, or philosophy, they call it out in the rugby language, terminology is what's your philosophy. And when I established that vision, that was really the kickoff of, okay, how this all connects back to my vision, and how am I going to express that and portray it out into my school. And that was writing down, okay, I need key people to jump on board. Principal, senior leadership, sports department, teachers, and then the players, the students. And honestly, it was like one of those, those inspirational stories where I could really, you think it's a movie sometimes, and I think, shucks, how the hell did we go that far? Like, to make it that far in the 2-year stint that I was with them, and it was just all about giving them vision, and that was the impact of just the vision, really. Man, boys, we can do something crazy enough if you believe it. And they jumped on board in the vision, and at first, how did it look like in the education, turning up to school early, school uniform. So I linked everything back into the education, just like how I would, do it with my sort of, the way I mentor and the way and I said, if we're going to do this, we're going to have to change the mindset of teachers towards you rugby boys. And that's turning up to class. That's getting your NCA levels 80% over, 90% over. And so we ticked off all those things. And the first year was probably the toughest. And no lies, I kicked out, because I was down there, and I kicked out probably 13 of the previous year players. And it's because I just knew I just wanted a group of players that were just crazy enough to, we're down, Mr. Hola, let's give it a go. And there were the potentials. Whereas the others didn't really want to, oh, bro, we've been here for years. I said, man, I don't really care. You know, you go and brush the toilets or something and they turn up to school. So it was those little processes. And it wasn't easy, it wasn't perfect, but even the principal and the teachers had to jump on board. And as soon as I vision cast it, I called it vision cast, and the staff meetings told them this is what we're doing. I said teachers, there was accountability, and teachers and then the students. And no lies, man, that first year we were, because they were at Division 14 down in Wellington. That first year I talked to them, I set it up really quite tight, even though I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just following. We ended up, my goal was to try to be Division 2. So we ended up being in Division 2. And that was the process. But I tried to train them to be in Premiership level. So it was shifting their mindset, even though we're playing Division 2, but your mindset is you're going to be Premiership sort of mindset. And then it was that Division 2, we ended up making the finals that first year in Division 2. So it was pretty magical of how it happened. It wasn't until the following year, the second year stint, where we just boom, just started climbing up the ranks. Won 3 cups all in 1 year. So it was like boys made New Zealand Barbarians, made Hurricanes, made Wellington. So it was just all in 1 year. That just 2 years later, the boys ended up NC8 levels, graduating. Boys just hammering different things. Got sponsors. People started jumping on board. Lost to fielding, almost made New Zealand top 4 in that second year, for co-ed. So it was like, you think it's just one of those movies, but it was, oh my gosh, and it was real inspiration. And I think that's what picked up the game more, because I started matching the vision with playing, technical, tactical, and it just started aligning, Things just started aligning, and players as well. So, yes, Aotea will always be something close to me, to be honest. And that's when Felides asked. Even now, coaching, these socks, Aotea College socks, I wear every coaching game. Track pants or shorts, I wear the Aotea College socks. And then the hoodie underneath, the Aotea College one, I just cover it with the Otago or the team that I'm playing with. It's just something that I kind of hold close, because I knew, man, that's where it began. That's where it all began for me.